Hey everyone, back with another video. This week, going to be getting into the British GP. Have a race review, and we're at Silverstone. So first things first, I'm going to jump straight into quali, as it was a pretty exciting quali. Had it all, the changing weather, the conditions, put on a good show for everyone. We've got Perez out in another absolute horror quali. Out in Q3 again, starts P19, bit of tough luck for him. I know the weather, he spun out when it was, the wettest of the track, but everyone else seemed to manage. Max had the off in a similar position, similar place on the track, but he's gone over the gravel. I feel like Perez should have done the same thing instead of trying to beach the car. He's kind of done it to himself there. He's just in the top team. He's always going to get, scrutiny from everyone because he should be performing better than what he is. And then he's just not doing it. Everyone wants that seat, and no one believes he should be in. I, for one, don't believe that. I've said it many times, and I'll say it again. Not bashing Perez. Love his work. He's a great driver. He just is in over his head in that car. Charles, he's been on a downward trend since their highs at Monaco. Just hasn't looked good in the car. Starts P14. Can only hope it gets better for him. With Carlos putting it into Q3, and he just seems like he's getting the best out of the Ferrari for the past, however many races it's been. And Charles is just, he's kind of gone backwards, which is not what you want. Mercedes, wherever they come from the last few races, it's been insane. Their upward trajectory has been probably near the best out of everyone. 2 poles in the last 3 or 4 races. Front row lockout, first for quite a while for the Mercs. So really, really good quality. Had all the changing conditions really made it fun for Q3 or Q2 and 1, sorry. But overall, they're saying who was going to be fastest. It was going to be Max, it was going to be Lando, and then the 2 Mercs both flying, which was really good. A strong outing from them. Looking at that top 10 for the Q3, you have a Haas in P6 with Hulk. He's just been driving that car unreal. They've definitely their upgrade package has worked wonders for him. Too bad Magnussen hasn't got the most out of it just yet, but I'm sure he will have a good race and be massive step forward for Haas. You got a Williams in there. Both of the Williams had pretty good qualities for Silverstone, with Logan P11 or 12, which is very good for Logan, and Alex obviously always qualifying pretty good. So yeah, super close for the field. Just great for F1. It's been close for quite a while this season. The margin is such so slim to get into Q3 now, which is great to see. So jump straight to the race now as well. Good start by George. Keeps his line and covers Lewis with Lando, and a little Lando going a little wide, and then losing out to Max in those first few corners. It was a bit of they just kind of then set the pace, settled into it until both the McLaren start. I think Max just lost the tyres. He was saying in his post-race that they seemed to dig a lot harder than everyone else, which is when they used to be able to push harder than anyone else. So it's kind of it's done a reversal. We're at that point now in the cycle of the Formula One kind of rule changes and that, where everyone's caught up, and now everyone's making bounds and leaps where Red Bull could be focusing on a different car. They could be totally focusing on the next regulation change, where they'll come out running again. You never know. But for the time being, it's making for some exciting racing. Lewis gets past George. Not much of a fight from the Merc boys. You could probably sense that this is when maybe George had a bit of a drama, but the greasy track, ever-changing conditions, the McLarens were flying. Looked like they were going to get away with it. It was too dry for the Inters. Everyone was just sticking it out, full slicks, making for the pretty good racing. You had to stay on the line. If you're going wide, you're going wide, and off. Just adds to the racing. The Inters, once everyone kind of goes on, only lasts for a few laps. You get the heartbreak for George. Proper good weekend on his part. Just unlucky to have a DNF. Yeah, with the Inters, only a few laps. And then the Mercedes just get a better pit stop. They step a lap earlier than Lando and McLaren, and Lewis makes a pass from that pit stop for Lando. Bit of tough love for Lando there. McLaren just didn't make the right calls. It seemed, pit stop too late, and then a wrong choice of tyre at the end. He seemed a bit frustrated in his post-race interview. Felt like that they should have got more out of today than what they did. Where they probably should have. You know, you could see where Max come out on the hards and had so much more pace than Lando at the end there, and was pretty close to Lewis. So pretty good recovery drive from Max. At the end, he felt after that first stint that the highest he would get was 6. You know, he was battling with Carlos for 6, and ends up with P2. And then Lewis, just, you know, they made all the right calls today. He drove a pretty good race. You know, Toto said last week that they will win the race with Lewis, and he was right. I don't think anyone would have thought that it was going to be this race, but the very next race. But, you know, his first win since 2021. 9th win at Silverstone overall, and then, you know, at the post-race, he's, you know, you could hear in his radio, and his post-race comes out, he was just, you know, super emotional with the win, and it was, you know, it's been a long time coming, so very, very good there for Lewis. It was been a good race, good few races, you know, the last 3 weeks, it's been 3 different winners, so it's, you know, a shame that there's a week break now. It'd be good if we could have racing every weekend when it's been like this. But, you know, the weekend off for everyone, a bit of a recharge and back to it in Hungary. So it's been, you know, a great few weeks of racing. Hoping to see this continue onwards. But for now, yeah, that's all. And I hope to see you all in the next video. So if you do like this and enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and a subscribe. Cheers, guys. See you in the next one.